This presentation will go over the Education Service Center ESSA Basic Services Compliance Report WorkApp Data Submission Instructions for the fall reporting period. The instructions referenced in this presentation apply to all programs in the ESC ESSA Basic Services Initiative that include Title I Part A, Title I Part C, Title II Part A, and Title IV Part A. For the fall reporting period, which spans from activities and services provided between September 1, 2022 and February 28, 2023, ESCs are required to submit their compliance report data per program via the FPC WorkApp by March 31st, 2023. All data requested will be submitted via the FPC Smartsheet WorkApp. ESC staff submitting documentation will need access to the Department of Grant Compliance and Administration WorkApp system. To add or change the individuals with access to the system, please email us at essa.support@tea.texas.gov for instructions. Please note that each ESC is only guaranteed a certain number of access accounts at this time. The first step for accessing the FPC WorkApp is logging into the Department of Grant Compliance and Administration WorkApp system. The second step includes clicking on the Federal Program Compliance Division WorkApp tile. If the FPC WorkApp tile is not visible on your screen when you log into the WorkApp system, locate the menu icon that appears on the left-hand side of the screen and click on the icon to display all the apps that you have access to, which would include the FPC WorkApp. You will now need to locate the ESC compliance report links in the menu bar that will be located towards the bottom. There will be a link for each of the reports. There is a Title I Part A ESC compliance report link, Title I Part C ESC compliance report link, Title II Part A ESC compliance report link, and a Title IV Part A ESC compliance report link. Click on the compliance report link for the specific program to access the data submission form. Please note that although some of the screen captures referenced in the next slides will show information that is specific to the Title I Part A report, the functionality of the reports in the WorkApp for each program is the same. Once you click on the applicable report, you will see two lines that allow you to access the data submission forms for the fall and spring reports. The information visible includes your region number, the contacts at your ESC that have access to the WorkApp system, the program name, the reporting period dates, the report due date, and the submission status. Please note that the first line will provide you with access to the fall report, and the second line will provide you with access to the spring report. To access the Details Data Form Data tab, where you will enter your data, click on the line for the fall report. Once you have clicked on the line for the fall report, the Details form will open. Data will be entered while you are accessing the Data tab. The first information on the Data Details form is general information that is read-only for ESCs that contains your region number, the program name, the reporting period, and report due date. The next section of information is for the ESC to provide contact information for the person that is most familiar with the data that has been submitted. This is a person that TEA will contact if additional information or clarification is needed on the data submitted. The name, email address, and telephone number of the ESC contact person is required in the fields. If you continue to scroll down the form, you will find the number of LEAs that are in your region. This number is generated based on the number of LEAs that are on the TEA-provided compliance report spreadsheet that you received in September. This field is a read-only field for ESCs. If you are viewing the details form for either the Title II Part A program or the Title IV Part A program, additional information will appear noting the number of LEAs that have redirected 100% of their program funds via REAP and/or funding transferability, and the number of LEAs that did not redirect 100% of their program funds via REAP and/or funding transferability. In the next section of the details form, you will enter the total number of LEAs for each of the activities. The screen capture shown here is from the Title I Part A report. The numbers reported in the WorkApp should match the numbers listed on the compliance report for each of the required activities noted on the compliance report spreadsheet. In the following slides, we will make reference to the in-region LEA numbers to be reported and the out-of-region LEA totals numbers to be reported. Once again, you will want to make sure that the numbers being reported are the numbers that are documented on the compliance report spreadsheet for your particular program. In the next section of the details form, ESCs will report the numbers for in-region LEAs. The fields that follow are required. In the graphic on this slide, there is only one activity. However, all the reports have additional activities that require data to be reported. For instructional purposes, only one activity has been included in this slide. Under the number reported is a read-only percentage that will auto-calculate once the information is saved in the WorkApp. In the next section of the details form, ESCs will report the numbers for out-of-region LEAs. The fields that follow are required. In the graphic on this slide, there is only one activity. However, all the reports have additional activities that require data to be reported. For instructional purposes, only one activity is included in this slide. For out-of-region LEAs, there will not be a percentage that is auto-calculated as there was for the in-region LEAs, since the number varies for ESCs providing activities and services to LEAs that are considered to be out of region. Please note that if you are submitting the Title I Part C report, there will also be a section where you will report non-project numbers. After the numbers have been reported for in-region and out-of-region LEAs per activity, there is a section for ESC comments. This section is optional and available for an ESC to provide additional information to TEA related to the data reported. The last section of the details form that is required to be completed is the submission status. This is a drop-down list that includes two response options: in process and saved and submitted. If the ESC begins to enter data and needs to provide additional edits before the due date, a submission status of in process can be selected. However, it is important for the ESC to select Save and Submitted for the report to be considered submitted. If an ESC has a submission status of in process after the report is due, the report will be considered incomplete and TEA will contact your ESC with next steps. The final step for submitting your data to TEA is saving the data. You will see a save message that references: if the Save button is grayed out and inaccessible, a required field is missing information. A blue Save button indicates that all required fields have information. Click on the blue Save button to save the information. To confirm that the information has been saved and submitted, the ESC can review the submission status in the compliance report line for the fall report. The final step in the process is signing out of the WorkApp system. To sign out of the WorkApp system, locate the icon in the bottom left-hand corner. Click on it, and a sign out screen will appear. Click on the Sign Out screen to sign out of the WorkApp. This concludes the presentation. We hope that the instructions for submitting the ESSA Basic Services Compliance Reports in the WorkApp were helpful. If you have any questions, please reach out to us via email at essasupport@tea.texas.gov. Thank you.